Have you ever talked your way out of a sale? Well, that's what I just did. Hey, mornings with Mark, and I got to walk you through because what I just talked the customer into doing was not buying from me on a pretty substantial sale. Let me walk you through the details. About a week and a half ago, I get an inbound inquiry from an individual who's been following me for years, read my books, and really liked what I do, what I talk about. And very much interested. I have a second meeting with the gentleman. That goes just as well. He says, hey, I want to set you up with my boss. We want to move very quickly on this. And so 2 days later, he's got a meeting, a Teams meeting, Microsoft Teams meeting on my calendar. And we're going to talk, and I meet with him. And that goes very, very well. Following that meeting, I do what I always do. I send back an email with some questions. The idea being is that if they respond to the questions by way of email, it tells me that they're really interested. Well, sure enough, they responded. Man, the next day I get this email back and pretty detailed answers. We have another meeting set up because they want to kind of have a plan. They want to have a proposal. So we set that meeting up for a few days later, and I send that over just a couple minutes before we get back on to another Teams meeting. And it's myself, the original person who generated the inbound inquiry, and his boss, the decision maker, very senior level at a very good sized company. If I said the name, you would know the company. That's a pretty good sized proposal. We're about 15 minutes into the meeting, and the decision maker has shared with me a number of other issues, a number of other things going on inside the company. They're dealing with the integrations of a number of systems and a number of other things and so forth. And I raised a few questions and got them really kind of thinking and so forth. And then I said, you don't want me. I'm not the right. You don't want anything at this time because you have enough that you're already dealing with right now. You need to sort through that. He was shocked. He was ready to buy. He was ready to buy. He was ready. And I literally said, no. We carried on for a couple more minutes and began to realize you're right. You're right. Signing that contract with me would not be smart. And it was interesting, but we had a great conversation. And he said, I'm shocked and amazed that you said that. He says, well, and I said, well, I've been in your shoes. It's my job to really understand your needs. Because what was interesting was he was understanding. He was asking me questions all along the way, like, what's my methodology? What's my sales methodology? How do I really understand where the customer's coming from? And he said, wow, I really do understand your sales philosophy. I understand the approach that you use, and I sure like it. I like it a lot. He said, yeah, we're not going to buy from you right now. We're not going to do anything right now. We carried on for about 10 more minutes talking about the business, talking about things going on in the company. And then he shared with me an upward, he says, before you go, hold it. I want to talk to you about this. And he threw some business my way that was like exactly 10% of what I had been proposing. And I said, yeah, good. We set up a follow-up meeting for next week. We're going to get that pushed across the finish line. You know what's interesting was I hung up the phone and I was feeling really good. Because you know what? We could have gotten that piece of business and yeah, it would have been good. But you know, ultimately, I don't think we could have delivered on it that well. I really don't think. I don't think the results because of the chaos and the issues that the company was already dealing with. You see, sometimes the most profitable, the best business you get is the business you don't get. I think in the long run, I may ultimately wind up with more business from this company than I could ever possibly imagine. We probably just cemented ourselves in for a very long-term relationship. But I did the right thing by turning down business right now, walking away. You see, I guess I practiced integrity. I guess that's what it was. But you know what? When you put the customer first, it's amazing what happens. Or I should say, what doesn't happen. Sometimes the best sales you'll ever make are the ones you don't get. I'm Mark Hunter, the Sales Hunter. This is another Mornings with Mark. Take care.